Here's lesson 113, number 28. It's got, it wants me to graph these, and so I have inequalities, so there's going to be some shading. This looks like a circle with a center at the origin, with a radius of 3, because it's the square root of that. This one has a minus sign, so that means it's got to be a hyperbola, and it's set equal to 1 like that. So the way you graph the circle is it has a radius of 3. They're both centered at the origin because otherwise it'd have x minus h, y minus k, and you don't see that here. So the circle has a radius of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then the hyperbola, so it's hard to write with holding this iPod. It's got invisible 1s under here. So A and B are 1. Okay, so I made my little box out to the 1s. And I made my asymptotes from the corner to corner of the box. Okay, and then how did I know that it was upward and downward facing? Because the positive, the variable that's not negative, or the one that's first, is y. So that tells me that the vertices are going to be on the y-axis. This is the y-axis. Okay, and then so this one says shade below, or it says less than, so shade below. In a circle, below means inside. Okay, because the big numbers would be outside. So, I mean the big y values. Like think about where y equals 100. Where would that be? That would be outside. So, but I'm going less than, so I want to go inside. So it's inside the circle, and then it's greater than, which means I want the big numbers. Greater than that's what the hyperbola says. So all the greater numbers in the hyperbola would be up. It'd be like that. But I can't go, but it has to be inside the circle and outside the hyperbola. So that's why the shaded region is here and here. And that's all. Now, if that doesn't make sense while I'm talking about above and below and big numbers and small numbers, what your book suggests is just pick some ordered pairs and see if they're true or false. Like, in other words, you could plug 0, 0 in and see if it makes a statement true. If it does, that's where you shade. If it doesn't, don't shade there. So, like, if you wanted to find out if this really is the right place to shade, that looks like that's 0, 2 you could pick. Or sorry, 0, negative 2. Or 0, 2. Pick those. It should make both equations true, or both inequalities true. Okay, I don't do it that way because it takes longer, but you can certainly shade all, you can certainly choose ordered pairs that represent all the regions, you know, like above and inside and outside and below and all that, and then you can find out which ones make the inequalities true, and that's where you shade.